In the beginning, you didn't feel strong, you didn't feel special, you just felt stuck, trapped in routines you hated, drowning in thoughts you couldn't silence. You woke up tired, you went to sleep restless, you smiled for others, but cried in silence. No one knew how loud your mind was. You felt invisible, like the world passed you by, like you were behind everyone else. They had confidence, you had questions, they moved fast. You stood still, they looked happy. You felt hollow, like something was missing. And it was. You were missing. The real you, the fighter inside, was buried. Buried beneath fear, buried beneath doubt, buried beneath years of pain. But deep inside, it was still there, waiting, quiet, patient. Until one day, something changed. It wasn't big, it wasn't loud, but it was real. A thought, a whisper, I can't live like this anymore. That whisper didn't fade. It grew stronger every day. It followed you into your thoughts, your sleep, your silence. And for the first time, you listened. You didn't announce it. You didn't tell anyone. But inside, something shifted, quietly, firmly. You were done being numb. You stood in front of the mirror, as tired, heart heavy. But behind the pain, there was a spark. A flicker of fight, a reason to begin. The path wasn't clear. Every step felt heavy, every move uncertain. You stumbled more than once, fell more times than you can count. Pain was a constant companion, but with each fall, you learned. With each scar, you grew stronger, and slowly, you found your rhythm. No one was cheering. No spotlight shone on you. It was just you and your determination. You stopped waiting for permission. You stopped asking for approval. You started trusting yourself. Every small victory was a battle won. Every early morning was a war declared. Every choice to keep going was a revolution. The noise outside faded. The doubts inside lessened. You became the calm in the storm. It wasn't easy. It wasn't fast. But it was real. You learned to celebrate small wins. You found power in persistence. You built resilience in struggle. Your body changed. Your mindset sharpened. Your spirit ignited. You stopped comparing. You stopped competing with others. You competed with your past self. And you won. Not by chance, but by choice. You faced fear head-on. You stared failure in the eyes. And you refused to blink. You embraced pain as a teacher. You turned setbacks into lessons. You grew stronger with every challenge. You became your own hero. You became your own leader. You became your own champion. Friends disappeared. They didn't understand your change. They called you obsessed. But you didn't care. You had a vision. And you chased it relentlessly. You stopped living for applause. You started living for impact. You found meaning in the grind. Greatness wasn't loud. It was silent. It was built in the dark. You were okay with the dark. Because that's where your light grew. That's where your future was forged. Not in comfort, but in conflict. Not in ease, but in effort. You didn't wait for the perfect moment. You created it. You made your own luck. You acted even when scared. You moved even when tired. You showed up even when doubtful. You stopped wishing. You started working. You turned dreams into plans. Every step forward was a victory. You lost old habits. You built new ones. You became unstoppable. You learned discipline. You learned patience. You learned to trust the process. The journey was long. The road was steep. But every climb made you stronger. You accepted pain as growth. You welcomed struggle as fuel. You saw failure as feedback. Your energy shifted. Your focus sharpened. Your mindset evolved. You became resilient. You became relentless. You became a warrior. No more hiding. No more excuses. No more fear controlling you. You took control. You owned your story. You wrote your own destiny. You learned to love the process. You learned to embrace the grind. You learned to celebrate progress. You didn't just survive. You found power within. You stopped waiting for rescue. You became the rescuer. You became the hero of your own story. The day you changed forever wasn't sudden. It wasn't flashy. It was quiet. It was the day you chose yourself. The day you refused to settle. The day you decided to fight. And from that day on, nothing was the same. You were unstoppable. Your future was yours to build. Your destiny was yours to claim. Your life was yours to live. So keep going. Keep fighting. Keep believing. Because the best is yet to come. And the day you changed forever is the day you became unstoppable. You kept pushing boundaries. You refused to settle for less. You embraced every challenge like a warrior. Your vision became clearer. Your purpose became stronger. Every setback was a setup for a comeback. You learned the power of consistency. Every day you got a little better. Every moment was an opportunity. You stopped doubting your worth. Every choice mattered. Every day was a chance to improve. You started believing in your potential. You found strength in vulnerability. You grew through discomfort. You made peace with uncertainty. You learned to adapt and overcome. You stopped fearing failure. You treated failure as feedback. You saw obstacles as stepping stones. You rewrote your story with courage. You surrounded yourself with positivity. You let go of toxic influences. You built a tribe of believers. You shared your journey with others. You inspired those who watched. You lifted others as you climbed. Your light touched many lives. You embraced community and connection. You stayed humble in success. You stayed hungry for growth. You remembered where you started. You honored the struggle. You celebrated progress over perfection. You mastered patience and persistence. You learned to trust the timing of life. You accepted that growth takes time. You found joy in the journey. You appreciated every lesson learned. You faced your fears head-on. You silenced the inner critic. You replaced doubt with determination. You trained your mind like a warrior. You visualized success vividly. You acted with intention and focus. You stayed disciplined through distractions. You made sacrifices for your dreams. You prioritized your goals above comfort. You stopped procrastinating. You started taking immediate action. You created routines that empowered you. You took care of your body and mind. You nourished your soul with positivity. You surrounded yourself with inspiration. You consumed knowledge and wisdom. You learned from mentors and teachers. You stayed curious and hungry for growth. You adapted to change with resilience. You chose courage over comfort. You chose progress over perfection. You chose faith over fear. You chose action over hesitation. You refused to let setbacks define you. You rewrote your narrative daily. You built a legacy of strength. You became a symbol of perseverance. You inspired generations to come. You left a mark no one could erase. Your story is one of transformation. From pain to power, from doubt to determination, from lost to found, from broken to whole. You are living proof of change. You are a warrior of your own making. You are unstoppable. You are enough. You are greatness in motion. Keep moving forward. Keep breaking barriers. Keep dreaming bigger. Keep pushing harder. Keep rising after every fall. Keep believing in your power. Keep shining your light. Keep fighting the good fight. Keep living with purpose. Keep changing your world.